That's not fair.
Good morning, Alan.
Good morning.
Alan, what's your full name?
Alan Nugent.
And where do you go to church, Alan?
I go to church at Pullman Memorial here in Albion.
And tell me about that. How long have you been a member at Pullman?
Well, I first came here in, I think, about February of 2000.
Did you?
And I've been coming regularly since then. And I became a member about a year after my first visit.
So you've been coming here 8 years?
Just about 8 now, yes.
Now, how did you decide to come to Pullman?
Well,
what got you interested in the church?
From what I've read, it was an open, welcoming church with a liberal outlook. And I'm one person who thinks liberal is a very proud term. Mm-hmm. I think any progress in our society has been through liberal thought and intellect. And I think this being a liberal church, we're open to new ideas and welcoming of all different views.
Mm-hmm. And what keeps you coming back?
I think it's the people like you, Dave, and others.
Yeah.
Who are just nice people, welcoming, intellectual for the most part, and interesting conversation and good people.
Now I know you do some volunteer work for the church. Can you tell me about the things that you do for Pullman?
Well, the main thing I do is, together with Chris Loss, is edit the newsletter, our Grapevine newsletter, which we try to publish each month. And I find it very rewarding and challenging. It keeps me in touch with what's going on among our church family.
You do a great job with the newsletter. That comes out how often?
We try to do it the first week of every month, get it out, and so we end up with about 8 or 9 issues per year.
And the thing that I really find amazing, Alan, is you're a what do they call them, a snowbird?
A snowbird. I'll be migrating to Florida this next week.
And yet you still stay in contact with people of the church, and you continue to edit the newsletter from Florida. Is that right?
I do that. I publish it down there, but Chris Loss on this end provides all the news and all the letters. I add content I can create myself, or opening words and quotations I like to put in, and other content that I glean. Yeah,
they're absolutely wonderful. So even though you're away from Pullman geographically, you still stay quite involved socially and psychologically and emotionally, because you keep up with what's going on in the church, and you share that monthly with other people through your editing of the newsletter and so forth. So even though you're away, you're still here.
Yes, it makes me feel like I really belong to something important.
Now, do you go to a church in Florida?
We have a small UU church in Cocoa, Florida, which is a small concrete structure. Mm-hmm. Again, a very small congregation, probably smaller than here in Albion. But a group of very, very nice and interesting people. Yeah.
Alan, you recently did a brochure for Pullman too, didn't you?
Yes, I put together a brief welcoming brochure to highlight our UU principles, our covenant, and some of the things that might be of interest to somebody not familiar with UU principles and purposes.
In addition to the newsletter and doing the brochure, you're also the webmaster.
Yes, we maintain the web page. I created the web page maybe 6 or 7 years ago, an amateur event. I'm definitely not a professional at this, but we put on all the essential information that somebody might need to know to find out about our church, and with links to our current organization, the UUA.
And what's the web address, Alan?
It would be www.pmuc.org.
www.pmuc.org.
Right.
And if anybody wanted to contact you, do they find a email on there for you?
Yes, there would be a link to Webmaster on the contact page. Would be directed to my link to my email.
And can people have your email address?
Yes, they can. The easiest way to find it is on the web, and I can give it to you directly too, but these are probably get lost in translation. I use a buffer address rather than my personal address on the web, which is ALEXRA44-PMUC@yahoo.com, which is quite a mouthful to remember. So just go to the web page. It's much easier.
Or I'll tell you what, Alan, on the bottom of this video now, I can put an annotation, and we're going to put that address right under your name.
Okay.
So if people will look down at the bottom of their screen, they're going to see, what is it again?
electro44-pmuc.yahoo.com.
That's great.
Which, look for it on, on the screen.
Alan, one of the greatest things about Pullman, in my opinion, is coming to church and seeing you. And I really appreciate all you do for the newsletter and the website and the brochure. It's kind of the glue that binds us all together here as we covenant with one another in our Unitarian Universalist faith. And you're one of those blessed people that make it happen.
Well, so are you, Dave. That's why we're all here, is because of people like you. And we have a whole congregation who also contribute a lot.
Yeah, everybody has a part to play.
Yes.
Thank you, Alan, for the interview.
Thank you, Dave.
Take care. Hey,
I even tried to wink like, what's her name?
Sarah? I caught that. That's good. Do it again.
Well, no, I'm not that good.
Oh, okay. All right. Listen, you have a great winter in Florida, and we'll stay in touch through the newsletter and email.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.